Last night I saw Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and these are my thoughts. Don't worry, I'm going to warn you before we get into any kind of spoiler territory. I'm going to give you a non-spoiler review and then a review with some spoilers at the end, but I will give you fair warning. So I love the first Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie. I thought it did Miles Morales really well. I thought that it explored the different versions of Spider-Man expertly. I loved the story arc for Peter B. Parker. It was a fantastic movie. But somehow this sequel managed to top it. One of the biggest things I think that made this movie better was it listened to its fans. A lot of people criticized the first film for not really delving into Miles' Puerto Rican heritage, because Miles is biracial. And as someone who is a biracial white and Mexican person, I really appreciated that they took the notes from the audience who were like, well, you didn't really dive into him being biracial all that much. You kind of just focus on the black side of him and not the Puerto Rican side. And this movie really focused on the Puerto Rican side. And I think that that is because the creators are listening to the people watching these movies. They also took everything everyone loved from the first film and dialed it up to 11. The way that they used the very medium of animation to tell a story, and the way that the different worlds interacted with each other, and the way the different characters looked even outside of their own world was amazing. It was so experimental, and a superhero film with experimental elements like that is a gutsy move. Now, I'm an avid comic book reader, and my top 5 Spider people from the comics are Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy, Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Punk, and Spider-Man India. So this one felt like it was made special for me, because those were like the 5 most prominent Spider people. I love Spider-Punk and Spider-Man India so much, I bought their Funko Pops before the movie even came out. I didn't know if I was going to like these characters in the movies, but I knew I loved them from the comics, so I had to have these. I mean, look, just look at this Funko. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm really excited to see more of the Spider people we've been introduced to, as well as the Spider people we're going to be introduced to in the next film. And I loved how the way they talked about multiversal travel was different from the MCU, but clearly rides alongside it. When they first show the multiverse, it looks like that blue, branching multiverse time stream that we're used to seeing in the MCU. However, then they put that layer of the spider's web of the multiverse, which is also from the comics, on top of that. Almost like the spider webs in the branches of a tree. From this point forward, I'm going to be talking about some spoiler content. So if you don't want to be spoiled, pause the video, go watch the movie, come back and finish this video. Please, please, finish the video. I need the watch time. Sorry about that. The things that shocked me that they did in this movie, and a big question I had with the multiverse, if this Miles Morales were to cross over with Tom Holland, would he stay animated or would he become a live action character? Because as we've seen in both the comics and Into the Spider-Verse, a character maintains their home universe's style even when they enter a new universe. But that's always been comic book to comic book or animation to animation. We've never seen animation go into live action until this movie. Okay, we saw the main villain, The Spot, which, by the way, I'm shocked The Spot ended up being the main villain of the film. We saw the main villain, The Spot, go into the Venomverse, interacting with the shopkeeper lady from the Venom movies. And it answered the question. He stayed animated, and she was live action. It was crazy. Not only that, but we saw live action Donald Glover's Prowler in the Spider Society building surrounded by animation, but it was a live action Donald Glover. My question is that an alternate Aaron Davis that is also looking like Donald Glover, or is that the Aaron Davis we saw in the mainstream MCU film, Spider-Man Homecoming? But I like that they answered that question of what will happen if the animated universe crosses over with the live action universe. And lastly, let's talk about this ending. I was in a theater full of people. I saw it at 4 o'clock on a Friday night in the middle of summer. So it was packed with adults, teenagers, kids, everyone. It was an amazing cross-section of humanity. Granted, economically, we were probably all broke people because it was at the cheap theater. Anywho, when it ended on a massive cliffhanger. And I was honestly shocked that the studio had the guts to end it on a cliffhanger like that. And when To Be Continued appeared on that screen, the audience erupted. It erupted into excitement, laughter, cheers, booing. The people behind me wanted a refund. The entire spectrum of human emotion was on display because of the ending of this movie. It was crazy. I've never seen an ending so instantly divisive to a movie theater. But I loved it. I honestly cannot wait for the next movie. I don't feel like they cheated me out of a full film. I feel like this really took Into the Spider-Verse, expanded on that world, and then set up for something even bigger. And honestly, I really hope they're setting up for the Inheritors. The Inheritors are a clan of energy vampires that worship a spider god and suck the life energy out of spider people. And honestly, I think that is where this is going after the whole Spider Society arc. I gave this movie a 10 out of 10. I absolutely loved it, and I'm really excited for more. I hope that we get some sort of even tiny crossover with the mainstream MCU at some point where we have fully animated characters just kicking it with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Did you like the ending? Did you hate the ending? Were you ambivalent about the ending? Did you feel cheated? Let me know how you felt about the movie down below.